The last time we spoke of Ajit Pawar and Maharashtra politics was in April. It was being speculated that the junior Pawar would be making a run to join the NDA government in Maharashtra, and last Sunday it came to pass. Now, this episode of Talking Politics will be all about Pawar play, junior and senior, in a state that sends 48 Lok Sabha MPs. Hello, I'm Nistula Hebbar, and this is Talking Politics. Now, last Sunday, we were all jolted out of our afternoon siestas with news that the NCP leader Ajit Pawar, along with a sizable number of MLAs from the parent NCP party, was splitting the party as such and allying with the BJP's Shiv Sena-BJP faction government, leaving his uncle Sharad Pawar's fold. That he was leaving with famous Pawar loyalists like Chhagan Bhujbal, Praful Patel and Sunil Tatkare added to the cataclysmic mood of that Sunday afternoon swearing in. Although it seemed that the split was sudden, as I had said before, and we have had several episodes of Talking Politics on Maharashtra politics, it has been speculated that Pawar Jr. had been upset with his uncle Sharad Pawar's move to entrust the NCP to his daughter Baramati MP Supriya Sule. And that left Ajit Pawar out in the cold, kind of unsure about his future within the party, a party that he had basically set his heart on leading and where he was considered extremely strong in terms of organizational matters. After Ms. Sule was appointed as the working president of the party, Mr. Ajit Pawar appealed to the party leadership to relieve him of the responsibility of leader of opposition in the Maharashtra Assembly and assign him a role in the party organization instead. So basically, he had been throwing a tantrum. On Sunday last, he took oath as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra for the fifth time, setting a record for the largest number of appointments to this position since it was created in 1978. In fact, he has been Deputy Chief Minister under different party governments and different Chief Ministers. The last three being under Devendra Fadnavis, then under Uddhav Thackeray, and now Eknath Shinde. He will be sharing the position of Deputy Chief Minister with BJP's Devendra Fadnavis, who's considered the mastermind of this splitting operation as he was for the Shiv Sena. And Mr. Fadnavis holds a battery of other portfolios, including home and finance. One has to see what is going to go in terms of division of spoils there. Now, his 83-year-old uncle, NCP patriarch Sharad Pawar, quickly disabused all that his nephew's defection was a part of some sort of a Byzantine sort of political move by Mr. Pawar Sr., for which he is quite famous, which would allow him to keep astride both the ruling party and opposition boats for the sake of political expediency. Now, he said, and I quote, that this, that is Ajit Pawar's defection in such a large way along with MLAs, may be news for some, but not for me. My aim will be to repeat the scenario of 1980, where except for 6 of his 58 MLAs, all had deserted me, but I rebuilt the party from scratch by touring Maharashtra, and I will be touring the state again. Speaking to reporters soon after taking oath, Mr. Ajit Pawar said that the party had decided to become a part of the BJP Shiv Sena government in Maharashtra for the sake of the country's development and praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. We joined the government as NCP and will contest all forthcoming elections on our party's name, he said. He also said that he had claimed the symbol of the party because a large number of legislators were with him. And he said some of them are out of the country, some of the MLAs, but he said he had personally reached out to all of them. Another significant issue is, of course, many of the people who have switched sides from the NCP to the split entity under Ajit Pawar have significant cases of corruption leveled against them. These are from the Enforcement Directorate and other enforcement agencies. Now, The oath taking on Sunday, however, was just the beginning of the fight. Tensions ran high on Wednesday as these rival factions of the NCP convened separate meetings to show their strength, escalating the battle between Sharad Pawar and nephew Ajit Pawar to control this 24-year-old party, uh, the NCP. Sources in both factions told The Hindu that 32 out of the NCP's 53 MLAs attended the meeting convened by Mr. Ajit Pawar in the Bhujbal Knowledge City in suburban Bandra, while 18 MLAs turned up to support his uncle Mr. Pawar. Attacking each other in a volley of sharp words, Mr. Sharad Pawar accused his nephew of being power hungry and warned that the BJP would destroy his faction, while Mr. Ajit Pawar accused his 83-year-old uncle of stubbornness and suggested that he quit active politics, that it was his age to retire, and that he should give way to younger people who had also spent their political careers trying to build the party alongside him. Now, objecting to the rebel faction's continued use of his photograph in their publicity material, Mr. Sharad Pawar said that those who are using my photo know they have nothing else. Then Mr. Pawar came to Delhi and held an emotional presser. He said 82 or 28, he's ready to fight for his political ground. And he met Congress leader Rahul Gandhi to shore up the support from the opposition and, very, very importantly, to dispel any notions that he was playing some kind of a deep game by playing both sides, that placing his nephew in the BJP faction and himself being ensconced in the opposition camp and waiting for how the chips fall in the 2024 general election. So Mr. Pawar says, no, I'm not doing that. This is really a fight that is happening within my party. Now, as far as I can see, the fight within the family of the Pawars will be taking two important streams. Now, the first would be, of course, the fight of the wherewithal of the NCP, that is the name, the symbol, and real estate, that is the party offices. Name and symbol are extremely important because in large swaths of the country, legislators who get a party symbol and name, who fight on a particular party's ticket, get that underlying vote, the automatic support, like a baseline support that accrues to the party and to the symbol. People recognize from the symbol. They may not know the party candidate as such, but they do recognize the symbol and they vote for the symbol. So that it brings along with it a fixed kind of vote. And that is extremely important when such kind of faction fights happen. Now, according to the Election Commission, they have already received a claim from the Ajit Pawar faction on the name and the symbol, while the Sharad Pawar faction, under the new leader of opposition, Jitendra Awad, they have filed a caveat with the Election Commission on June 3rd. Now, this lies with the EC, and they said that they will deal with it as they have dealt with questions of this kind in the past. So, if one looks back at how the ECI decision on this issue with regard to the Shiv Sena was decided, well, it basically said that in the absence of elections to the party's organization, it would the EC would base its decision on the legislators. Now, these legislators, many of them the majority of them had thrown in their lot with Eknath Shinde, and therefore the symbol, etc., was handed over to that faction. In the Pawar's case, that might differ because, we don't know whether they've had organizational elections or not. And if they have had, then a sense would be taken by the EC, and then we will see how this is decided. The man in an unenviable position is Assembly Speaker Rahul Narvikal, because he will also have to adjudicate on disqualification of MLAs, petitions for which have been filed by both camps. Mr. Narvikal's position is that he is yet to decide on the Shiv Sena disqualification petitions, and now a new set has come his way. Speaking to The Hindu, he had said, and I quote, that I have received 2 disqualification proceedings on July 3rd, one filed by Jayant Patil from the Sharad Pawar camp and the other by Anil Bhaidas Patil from the Ajit Pawar camp. Both are seeking disqualification under paragraph 2, disqualification on the grounds of defection, 1A of the 10th schedule of the Constitution of India. The Supreme Court had previously thrown the ball back in the Shiv Sena case of the petition on disqualification of MLAs back to the Speaker's court, and therefore it is still lying with him. And he said, we are still scrutinizing the petition to see if they comply with all the provisions of the 10th schedule of the Maharashtra members of the Legislative Assembly disqualification on the grounds of defection rules 1986. So basically, he will then, after scrutinizing all of this, he said he will begin the process of finding out which is the political party and who will be authorized to issue the whip in that case in the assembly. Now, the second stream arising out of this faction fight is the one that runs through the NDA. Admitting that he aspired to be chief minister one day and implement his own plans for the people's welfare in Maharashtra, Mr. Ajit Pawar, to the chagrin of the current chief minister Eknath Shinde, said that he was being unjustly portrayed as a villain. He said, well, I became deputy chief minister 5 times, which itself is a record, and even I want to be chief minister and the head of the state, he said, and this is in quotes. But this is not good news for current chief minister Eknath Shinde, who had in fact split with the Shiv Sena led by Uddhav Thackeray because he had felt slighted within the Mahavikas Aghadi government at that time, which is again run by Mr. Uddhav Thackeray as chief minister, because he felt that disproportionate importance was given to Mr. Ajit Pawar, who is strong in both muscle, resources, and statecraft. And when it came out to doling state patronage, Mr. Eknath Shinde felt that he and other Shiv Sena MLAs felt extremely marginalized, that Shiv Sena may be having a chief minister's post, but the government in effect was being run by the NCP and Mr. Ajit Pawar in particular. And having escaped Mr. Ajit Pawar, he now finds himself on the same side as Pawar Jr. This is an ironic twist of karma. There is also a fear in the Shinde camp that the BJP, now with a more bankable ally in Ajit Pawar, may offload the Shinde faction. They may cannibalize its membership and force a merger of the Shinde Shiv Sena with itself, and basically get, Thane and Kalyan and all these areas of importance, of influence of the Shinde Shiv Sena, as well as be the only Hindutva party in the state. All of this, of course, is clear because the narrative war on the Shiv Sena split had been won by the Uddhav camp. The Eknath Shinde camp had not been able to basically convince the people of Maharashtra that what they had done was just and that it was not a betrayal. And that had been clear in some of the by-elections that happened after Eknath Shinde took over as chief minister. For the BJP, the split in the NCP is part of its big plans ahead of the 2024 general elections, where the 48 seats in Maharashtra for the Lok Sabha loom large and were a cause of worry. Because of this MVA formation, BJP would have had to go like 1.5 rather than a 2 versus 2 situation. It was a 1.5, that is BJP, and a half a Shiv Sena versus, Shiv Sena Uddhav, the NCP, the Congress, and other allies that these people could gather, the MVA could gather, which could include Prakash Ambedkar's outfit, etc. So with the split in the Shiv Sena, it is again a bit of an advantage to the BJP. They would actually feel a lot more comfortable by splitting both the Shiv Sena and the NCP. So this divided field in the opposition ranks, they are hoping they will be able to take advantage of. Sunday's events in Maharashtra are part of the great game for 2024. Obviously, we will, as before, return to the throbbing politics of one of India's most industrialized states again. But for this week, this is all I have for you, and thank you very much for watching.